but definitely not least, we welcome to the stage for this session, Rahim Dalla. Okay. Rahim is the owner and founder of Hybrid Pharms. Dr. Rahim is a clinical pharmacist licensed in Ontario, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island and Hawaii. Wow, Hawaii. Dr. Rahim graduated from Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in Boston, and upon returning to Ottawa to take over the family-run practice after his father's diagnosis with stage 4 colon cancer. It was through his experience that Hybrid Pharm was born. Hybrid Pharm is the first independent pharmacy in Canada to possess a medical sales license with a possession from Health Canada, facilitating a medical cannabis retail model. Since its inception in 2018, Rahim has logged 3,000 plus cannabis consultation hours, helping patients to use cannabis safely and effectively. Rahim continues to contribute to the community by spreading education and awareness to normalize the use of cannabis as medicine via preceptorship through University of Toronto, Dalhousie University, and Waterloo School of Pharmacy. So we welcome to the stage, Rahim.
This is going to be a good segue into all the presenters before me. So, there's been a lot of questions of like, how can we improve access? And what I would hope to get out of this today is that I want to show you my model. I want to show you my pharmacy. I want to show you what can be done, and maybe this is the modernized approach that we need to take. So, like I said, my name is Rahim Dalla. I'm a clinical pharmacist, and I own and operate my own specialty pharmacy. It's right here in Ottawa, and I invite all you guys to come in and check it out. It's in Westboro. So this is what it looks like. A lot of patients really say like, oh, this looks European, or this is very modernized. Some people think it's a dispensary. Some people think they don't know what to think. But what was intentionally branded for is intentionally marketed this way to really modernize our approach into emerging therapies. And this goes beyond cannabis. This goes into all molecules, even psilocybin, LSD, things like that are coming down the pipeline. We need to be the access point. We have the ability to do this for patients. So a lot of them say this is a very familiar setting. A lot of our patients walk in and be like, I'd rather come here than go to a recreational dispensary where I don't feel comfortable. And this is why we set it up like this. So patients can come into the pharmacy, get hands-on consultation, training, how to measure a dosage, how to use a vaporizer, how to use cannabis safely and effectively. They can walk into the pharmacy and do this. So with our medical sales license with possession, this allows us to buy directly from licensed producers and distribute to our patients. And we lost it. Anyway,
Is that
so
it?
I'm going backwards. I was going to say my demographic. Who's my demographic? We have about an average age of patients all the way from 5 years old up to 100 years old for medical purposes. What are the top 3 things that most of the LPs and most medical providers will agree with? Chronic pain, sleep, anxiety. And guess what type of pain? Joanne might know this one. Arthritis. Osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Patients are in pain. They are using a bunch of conventional medications, failing conventional therapy. So a lot of them have exhausted their options. A lot of them have exhausted Tylenols, Advils. Yeah, that's the. Most patients, and you can see on the graph here, 50% of patients over the age of 40 are using at least one prescription medication. Double and triple. And once we start doubling and tripling our medication load, we start doubling and tripling our drug-drug interactions, our drug-disease interactions. So this can cause some serious issues are going into recreational stores. And I kind of posed this rhetorical question. If this was really about public health, why are we releasing a psychotropic drug on a cannabis-naive population without being able to talk about it? That is not okay. A lot of patients come in with questions. They have a lot of questions, and they have a lot of issues. This is why, to pose the question, do we need a distinct medical platform? Yes, we do. 100%, 100%, 100%, yes, we do. In order to answer that, I'll give you a little bit of background as to why and where's the evidence. As we can see, the cannabis sales on the medical side versus recreational side, it jumped about 50% over the past 2 years, versus on the recreational side, 548%. This means that patients are buying this outside of the medical realms. It's not that they lost, and we can attribute this to accessibility too, right? I mean, obviously we have a lot more retail storefronts. We have about double the amount of LCBO stores. So naturally patients will go to the lowest barrier entry. Regulations and AGCO, that the regulations are stipulating bans that you cannot talk about therapeutic applications of medical cannabis. So, and then Carol, you brought this up in your presentation that we did do a study of the retail budtenders. So it was budtenders and managers across Canada. We ended up getting around 211 responses. And what we noticed, these are the type of questions you'll see right there on the slide, is these are the ones we were asking. Like, are you using this product for medical purposes? Are you using it for sleep? Are you using it for pain? And our goal here really was to find out how frequently are you getting these type of questions, and what type of questions are you actually getting. And our survey was overwhelming. This is going to be published shortly, but it was very, very overwhelming. And the fact that about 84% of the respondents, so 84% of budtenders and managers, are flagging 6 to 10 times a day questions by consumers walking into their store. That's almost like 1 in 4 people walking into recreational stores are using it for medical purposes. And then we have another 56% are doing this at least 1 to 5 times a day. Think about how many budtenders and managers are in the store, multiply that out, and we're people using or self-medicating. And this is where there's a medical model that exists, sure, but the medical model, maybe, as we saw from even Joanne's presentation with, how to get out of that video, which was awesome. But look at all the steps they have to go through. And again, I get patients coming into my store, hey, can I get some cannabis, can I get some CBD, and I have to say, no, you need a prescription. And then they kind of roll their eyes, walk out. Or, they kind of do that, all right. But it is an onerous process. And from my experience, some licensed producers can take up like 2 weeks for a patient to actually have a product in hand. And now we're in a situation in which we have a vast number of licensed producers. A lot of patients are very confused. They don't know where to go. They don't know which one has the best. They're calling 1-800 numbers. And I know there's a lot of LPs in this room, and I'm obviously coming from this from a pharmacist perspective. But you are manufacturers of drugs. How many people have gone to Pfizer to ask about how Viagra works and what dosage should you take? None of them. You go to your pharmacist. And that should be the same thing with medicine. Cannabis is a medicine, and we know it through and through. Everyone in this room can attest to that. We have 1 to 2 degrees separation here. And then the biggest, red flag was the number of registrations has fallen over the past couple of years. And it's not that patients are getting magically cured. They're going to easier access points. So this is why, to reiterate, like the current limitations, patients, it's online only. You're already segmenting a fraction of patients. You're segmenting credit card patients. Because some people don't have credit cards. Some people need cash only. Some people don't know how to use it, or don't even have computers. I deal with this every single day. Some patients must have a shipping address. Again, there may be problems at home. I've dealt with this as well. They don't want it delivered there. They want to come pick it up. Some patients, again, they don't have the accessibility to these things. We have to think about that because, again, patients are in pain. They have a lot of different issues, and we can't be segmenting them based on their socioeconomic status. And then again, there's a limited healthcare practitioner guidance. This is why, as a pharmacy, and let's reiterate that, I think everyone agrees that it should go through pharmacy distribution. But in my purview, and especially the most successful healthcare professionals, and we've seen that in the pandemic. This pandemic, not one pharmacy has closed their doors during this pandemic. Now we're in a situation right now where nobody can find healthcare professionals, nobody can get access. Pharmacists have been there. Pharmacy is there. We are medication experts. We know on pharmacology. We know how the drug works, where it works, and the drug interactions. And these are the type of conversations that patients need in order to use a new therapeutic product. We provide counseling, we provide education. We can also even do compounding. There are some pharmacies out there. This is my hope, if it does come into pharmacy, as it should. But if we can compound, we can do a harm reduction strategy. Compounding is harm reduction. Compounding means you can take a Lyrica, gabapentin, amitriptyline, ketamine, put that into a cream, medications orally. You can use it topically to manage your. You should use less active pharmaceutical ingredients by combining it with THC, CBD, and other cannabinoids. Then we are saving the patient from potential harms of drug overuse. Another point of harm reduction, and I love how, Carol, you're starting this with high hopes. I think that's fantastic. But we also think about patients that are even younger, 16, 18, 19. I get all those. I get the parents coming in, and the parents are saying, my son or daughter overuses cannabis. How do I help them? What do I do? And the approach isn't, okay, stop smoking weed. The approach is, let's help you. Let's get you on a prescription. Let's change your strain. Start smoking less. Get on a vaporizer. Get on an oral use, long-acting medication. And we can start to help manage you and use CBD, THCs, other cannabinoids more effectively. So, answering the question again, yes, we do require a separate medical stream. Some of my reforms are obviously enabling the distribution through pharmacies. And in that comes that CRA coming back up to that. And Fred, I don't want to put you on the heard that argument of if we do the exempt patients, then they're all just going to flood back to the medical market. If someone says that, like, I'm not saying you've heard this argument before, but you're effectively saying as Canadians, we don't trust our healthcare professionals to know who wants to smoke weed and know who needs to actually treat something. I don't think that's an appropriate argument, and I think that should be is to remove excise. The restrictive packaging, and it's another one because, again, I have a lot of patients coming in, osteoarthritis. The types of patients that are using these types of products, you can safely dispense it on an easy open cap. I mean, Joanne, you know this. Arthritis patients are coming left and right, and they're like, I can't open this, I spill it everywhere. It goes everywhere. Vial, they go on their way, and they put out their own products and their own medicine, they do what they have to do. And then, again, one last thing is to enable pharmacies to compound. Enable us to reduce the medication loads that patients may need.
Thank you very much, Rahim. Does anyone have one? We have time for one question.
Very interested in your model, so thank you for sharing. I 100% understand the distribution, and I know in your model you have a lot of variety in your products in store. My concern with pharmacy is just looking at it as like there's a THC product and a CBD product, and there's not that much variety that we know patients are looking for in the products, whether it's different strains or different compositions and that sort of thing. How do you see, like, if it was to go into a pharmacy model, that variety for the access to the patients to have a choice in what they're consuming?
Have you been on my shop? Have you been checked out?
No,
okay. I thought that's what you're kind of alluding to, but I mean, I have a wide variety of products available right now, all the way from flour, all the way to all like the rapid dissolve, suppositories, any like 2.0 products. I think that's going to be a challenge. I'm not going to lie, it'll probably be a challenge for if it's going to go into the mass market of pharmacy. Is how do we get all these products in there? And on my side, and on a healthcare professional side, I mean, I don't have pre-rolls. I don't have combustible products like that. I have everything else. And because we want to promote a safe and effective use. So I think there's going to be potentially limited access like that in terms of like combustible products like pre-rolls. But again, if anyone's saying, oh, pre-rolls are, you might need that for arthritis patients, well, it's not the cheapest actually. But yeah, like, I don't know, did I answer your question?
Yeah, like it's not just like the product categories, but like, when you log into a lot of the LPs, they have multiple different strains in an oil format, right? So you can really try and find the right one that fits your needs, whatever that might be. And I know that that's a lot of self-medicating that you're trying to get away from.
Yeah.
It's just something that is challenging. I'm challenged with the pharmacy model if they're looking to just get like THC isolate and CBD isolate and,
No, for sure. I totally know what strain, yeah, no, absolutely. I think then that's gonna go along the lines of education. I mean, if you're gonna start seeing it in Costco versus this and that, you know what I mean, like, you're gonna start seeing the differentiation of where do I find the best products, where do I find, you know, like, so I think that has a big play to it, but it's still a learning curve, and I know most pharmacists out there don't have the knowledge that, like, you know, we, Carol, have about cannabis and about different strains, so I think that's all on the LPs also to come and educate us about it. This is this strain, this is this strain, this is what it does, you know. That's gonna be a cohesive, you know, relationship that we're all gonna have to use.